idols. It wasn't the 700 wives that were the problem. It was the 700 idols that came with the 700 wives. It's tough to serve Yahweh when you've got 700 gods in the house. Despite all that, Yahweh never removed the material blessing from him. Because his motive and his heart was kingdom inclined. You getting this? See, this is the key that the Solomon brothers can't tell you. And that Merrill Lynch doesn't understand. Because if all those clowns in Merrill Lynch knew how to make monies, they wouldn't be out looking for jobs now. If all the brokers in Merrill Lynch are so smart, how come all of them, how come none of them are sitting on corporate boards? They're just the brokers. Remember, there's an old joke on Wall Street. Can we talk? Make sure you translate this right, Doc. Hamana. There's an old joke on Wall Street. The company made money, the broker made money, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. You missed that. The company made money, the broker made money, 2 out of 3 ain't bad. Meaning you didn't make diddly squat. Mordecai's priorities were right. Shlomo's priorities were right. If your motives are right, if you're willing to be a conduit of equity and justice and wealth redistribution among the commonwealth of Israel, Yahweh will release to you a portion of his goods above your brothers. Don't seek worldly things from pagans. Because when you seek blessings and monetary things from pagans, bad news, pagans require you to invest that back into their system. When you invest in Yahweh's kingdom, the word of Yahweh and the obedience to Yahweh never returns void. The problem with asking the pagans to make money for you and to prosper you financially is the pagans then require you to reinvest it back in their system. You with me? Well, I had a big windfall. No, you didn't. 40% is going to Uncle Sam. And 10% is going to Aunt Sammy, whoever that is. But if you bless Janet and you bless Daryl and you bless Donna, the government can't touch it. It's a gift. You're not making no million. Every boxer knows that. They get a $10 million to box and they wind up like Mike Tyson with 1 bag of cocaine and 2 chopsticks at a Chinese restaurant. That's all they got to their name. How did that happen? Because everybody gets a piece. If you do business the world's way, you get the world's results. Amen. Poverty and confusion. Amen. If you're lucky. If you don't lose your mind in the process. Luke 16:2. Luke 16:2. Do it Yahweh's way. There's no better way. No better way. And I'm a living testimony of that. You know, many of you have heard my testimony. Yahweh gets the glory, but it's pitiful. In human terms, it's pitiful. I went into you know about the vending machine business, right? You know that story. Huh? Let me tell you how to make money in the world's way. This is before I got saved. This is my last business opportunity. Keystone. You know what keystone means? Your stones are, you're losing the key to your stones. Turnkey. You know what turnkey means? Turn that key, you'll never go see it again. Don't let the world turn that key. Turnkey opportunity. Can we talk? We've been talking, right? Yeah. Check this out. Yahweh used this so that I got saved. Yahweh used this to bring me to Yeshua. I went into the vending. How many of you have heard the story with the vending business? No, you haven't heard of it? You've heard? Althea's heard it? So I had a bright idea. I'm going to go into the vending business. Why? I want easy money. I don't want to work. A nice Jewish boy from New York. Who needs work? I want to make easy money. Easy. So I saw an ad in the newspaper, Newsday. Vending machines, $1,500 on sale. So I went, bought 15 vending machines, and I put them all in the warehouses, factories. Oh man, gold mines. All I had to do was show up once a week open the vending machine, and take out the money. It was easy money. I got home, I'd count the thousands of dollars. I didn't even have to work. I just put the machine there, and everybody would buy soda and buy it. I didn't have to work. So I went home, I bragged to everybody, I'm in business. I have a big business. I have machines all over. Doctors' offices, lawyers' offices, car dealer. Marshall, yeah, that's what Marshall has machines everywhere. Where? Everywhere. Marshall has machines. I mean, come on, all I gotta do is open the door, get the potato chips and the Frito-Lays and replace the Frito-Lays and the potato chips and take the money. Can anything be easier? So then I thought, now I'm going to make some real money. I'm going to start with 15, but I couldn't grow slowly. Oh no, I had to have a big dream. You know, think and grow rich, Napoleon Hill. So I went out and I added about 30 more machines, vending, so make a long story short, this is how Yahweh got me humbled and saved. Ready? The first 2 weeks, by the second week, I was bankrupt. Wow. I went to the location and I said, where's the window to the machine? I don't know. I said to the manager, I said, I put the machine here. You said the machine is here, it's safe, you promised me there would be no vandalism. So I don't know, I wasn't on duty last night. I said, the window is gone. Worse than that, all the merchandise inside the window is gone. And then when I looked for the money that was inside the window, inside the machine, that was all gone, guess what else was gone? The money. So what did I have left? A machine with no window and no money. Only in America. Because I was trying to what? Think and grow rich. So then I said, aha, but my goose isn't cooked yet. There's another stop down the road. I'm going to go to the factory, to the other stop. And that, no doubt, that machine's got tons of money because I put a brand new lock on that machine. Ready? I got to the machine and like my dad used to tell me, I got dark in my eyes. I got dark in my eyes. Why is the eyes dark? Because this was a factory that was 200-300 people, and there's no way I should not have made $1,000 a week between soda and chips and popcorn. There was only one problem. I say, good morning, walk in real cocky, you know, Dunkin' Donut coffee, eating my donut. In those days, I was a sugar daddy. So, you know, I walked in, and oh, you know, the boss, you know, where's the machine? I said, are you the manager? Yes. Hey, Scott, what's happening? Scott, where's the machine? What machine? The soda machine. The other places, the merchandise was missing, right? In these 2 or 3 places, guess what? The whole machine was missing.
You won. Yeah, you won.
Could you imagine that?
He won. You won. You didn't go sleep.
No money, no glass, no lock. You think the lock is going to protect the machine? They took the machine and they drove off.
No money!
Oh, Father in heaven. The sad part. The sad part is that's actually a real story. Oh, pardon me, an account. Ay, ay, ay. And to this day, by the way, if you see my machine, please. Why do I feel like it's a Rodney Howard Brown meeting? Oh my goodness. I've lost it. Oh, like I remember Hot Rodney on TV. Oh. My goodness. Father help me. Luke 16:2. And that's what happens when people think they can connive and, you know, I got a plan. I got a plan. How many can relate to a plan? How many had a plan at one time or another? Oh, I had a plan, all right. And you know what the beautiful part is? So then I went home, of course I was depressed because my machines were gone. So what I did what any good heathen would do, right? I lit up fumar marijuana immediatamente. I went under my red light, I had a red light, I had luz rojo, pequeño. And see, I acted like an idiot. And then I got the munchies. But in the middle of that stupidity, the Ruach HaKodesh came in under the red light, where the smoke was going up like a chimney. The Ruach HaKodesh came in and said, get a Bible. Get a New Testament. I heard voices, get a New Testament. I'm a Jew, I don't read the New Testament. Make a long story short, I walked to a Catholic bookstore. I said, I need a New Testament. They said, well, we have one for $100, gold-plated, $400, $500. Which one do you want? I said, look, man, I got $5. I want a New Testament. I got $5. He goes, the only one I got for $5 is the Good News Bible. So he opened the Good News Bible. I said, this is the one. I saw fishes and pictures and cartoons. Yeshua walking on water. I saw a Bible that was paraphrased with all kind of cartoons. I said, that's the one. I went home. I looked at the cartoons. Mashiach said, I am he. I have come. I am the Mashiach. Now go tell your Jewish people what I have just showed you. He used it as a result of the flying machines. The machines flew. I lit up to medicate the pain. I lit up marijuana to medicate the pain. And then under the red light, Yeshua came and sent me to a Catholic bookstore, and I haven't been the same since. No preacher, nobody was there. It was all Yahweh. Baruch Hashem Yahweh. Praise Yahweh. Luke 16:2. He called him and said to him, how is it that I hear this about you? Give an account of your stewardship, for you may no longer be steward. Let's go to back verse 1, the parable of the unjust steward. He said to his Talmudim, there was a certain rich man who had a steward. And the same steward was accused of wasting his wealth. And the rich man said to the steward, how is it that I hear this about you? Give an account of your stewardship. You may no longer be steward. Brothers and sisters, now is the time to start being a good steward of what Yeshua has given you. If we do not change our paradigm, our thinking now, forget about any future release of provision from the heavens. Can I hear a good amen? In other words, now Yahweh, the rich man from heaven, has a steward. That's me, that's you, Luke 16:1. And Yahweh is beginning to not accuse us, but to bring to our attention that we are wasting his wealth. What does his wealth mean? Anything he gives us. Not riches. Wealth from heaven's perspective is what? Anything he gives us. And he called this steward and said to the steward, hey, I heard that you are not being a good steward. Give an account of your stewardship because you may no longer be steward. You don't want to hear Yahweh say that to you. Verse 9. And so I say to you, Luke 16:9, make for yourselves chaverim, or friends, of the mammon of unrighteousness, meaning money, that when you fail they may receive you into everlasting dwellings. He that is faithful in that which is least is faithful in that which is much. He that is unjust in the least will be unjust in the much. If you have not been faithful to unrighteous mammon, who will commit to your trust the true riches? If you cannot distribute the things Yahweh has given you that are material, he's not going to trust you with spiritual responsibilities. We've got to be better stewards of the material things Yahweh has given us to share with the commonwealth of Israel. Because if we're not faithful in those little things that he has given us, he will not give us the true riches, which is the care and tendering and of his sheep and the ministry to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Those are the true riches, spiritual things. Those are the true riches. So it's a test. And Yahweh says, don't let me call you to account. Start sharing what you do have for the commonwealth of Israel. And again, it's not how much you have, it's what you do with what you do have. Not how much. I hope you're not hearing dollar signs. It has nothing to do with how much you have. You could be a better steward with a $10 a week salary than the man who makes $1 million a week. You can be a better steward with a $10 a week salary. Can I hear a good amen? Because Yahweh is calling some of his unjust stewards and calling them to account. And I don't want to be in that number. When Yahweh says, are you one of those unjust stewards? Because to whom much is given, much is required. Say that again. To whom much is given, much is required. Baruch Hashem, Yahweh. Boy, that was a good laugh. Timteos Beit. We start winding down, but I want to go quickly now. 2 Timothy 5:5. Baruch Hashem, Yahweh. Baruch Hashem, Yahweh. Ah, that was powerful. A merry heart maketh like medicine. That was a good laugh. That was probably the first time I've ever lost it like that in 24 years. Up front, I mean up here anyway. It's a good thing we don't have any visitors today. Second Timothy 5:5. Now this is interesting. I said this is interesting. I did the same thing last week. 1 Timothy 5:5. I did the exact same thing. Hmm.
Hallelujah.
Same. Here we are. 2 Timothy 3:5. Sorry, not 5:5. 3:5. 2 Timothy 3:5. And let's go back a little bit. Verse 1. This know that in the Yamim HaAcharonim, in the latter days, perilous times shall come. And then he goes on, men shall be lovers of themselves, covetous, proud, blasphemers, disobedient, so on, so on. Verse 5. Having a form of Shabbat guarding pious lifestyle, but denying the power of it, from such turn away. Okay, so we go back to verse 2. Covetous, lovers of their own selves. Men in the last days will be covetous, lovers of not the commonwealth of Israel, but of their own self. These people who love only their own self and their own household or children, verse 5, have a form of Shabbat guarding piety, but they deny the power. We learned earlier in Deuteronomy 8:17 that the power was to get wealth to establish the Brit, the covenant. From such turn away. Yahweh is saying, if you hang out with brothers and sisters who are selfish and covetous, and all they do is build up their own house, and they don't look to the commonwealth of Israel, he says, the Spirit speaketh expressly in the latter days. These are the kind of people. They keep Shabbat, but they deny the power of a Shabbat guarding pious lifestyle. And the power is to what? To establish Yahweh's covenant in the earth. Yahweh gives it to you to bless his people, Israel, like Solomon blessed his people, Israel. And if you have other brothers and sisters who keep providing for themselves, they have eye problem, unholy trinity people, me, myself, and I. What does Yahshua tell us in 2 Timothy 3:5? Turn away. Turn away. Don't hang out with them. Don't have close association with them. Because they're covetous. They provide only for their own house. Now in the world, this is crazy stuff, right? But in the faith, It's the key to success and to blessing and to abundance. Baruch Hashem Yahweh. So we are to withdraw from believers and even from leaders who do not put Yeshua's resources to work for Yeshua's people and purposes. Let's say that again. We are to withdraw from leaders and believers who do not put Yeshua's resources to work for his people and his purposes. Everyone who gives $1 to any ministry ought to ask themselves, are they supporting a leader who keeps every penny for themselves? Or is it a leader who is being led by Yahweh to redistribute for the commonwealth of Israel? You ought to ask yourself that. And before you give, well, you know, I give to Yadi, and I give 5 here, and I give a little here. You better be led by the Ruach in your giving. Because we don't want to, it says turn away from believers and leaders who use all the resources only for themselves. And doesn't put the resources to work for Yahweh's people or Yahweh's purposes. 1 Timothy 6:17. And that's why we're in debt with the school. We're in debt for your children. That's why it's costing me $7,000 a month. Because I want to build it for your children. It's there for your children. My children are grown. Don't talk too loud. 1 Timothy 6:17. Baruch Hashem Yahweh. 1 Timothy 6:17. Charge them that are rich in the Olam Hazeh, that they be not proud or trust in uncertain riches, but in the living Eloha, who gives us richly all things to enjoy. Richly to enjoy. Right? Wrong. Richly all things, all richly. Richly all. That's the law of commutative mathematics. 1 plus 2 equals 2 plus 1. Richly all richly. Yeah, charge those who are rich in the Olam Hazeh, that they are not proud in their possessions or trust in their uncertain possessions, but rather that they should trust in the living Eloha, who is the distributor of all things to all his children. You get that? You get that? Our trust should be in Elohim, regardless of how much or how little we have. Our trust should be in Elohim, who gives all things to all his children. In other words, we should be trusting in the great distributor of the Commonwealth of Israel. Can I hear a good amen? Yeshua is our example. Look. And now look, you'll see verse 18 flows from that. Those who do tov, good, that are rich in tov mitzvot, good deeds, ready to give tzedakah, charity, help, willing to share their wealth. Isn't this clear? Can it be any clearer? Ray, talk to me. Can it be any clearer? Charge those who have a misplaced trust that these things are their own possessions. Charge them. What does charge them mean? Rebuke them. That they should trust in Eloha, because Eloha has given them this thing to be used for tzedakah, verse 18, 1 Timothy 6:18, a tzedakah where they are willing to share their wealth. Hello, isn't that what I've been saying for 2 hours? Right? A tzedakah where we are willing to share all our wealth, and our wealth could be our coat, could be our shoes, could be anything we have. Can I hear a good amen? Amen. When we do that, look at verse 19, we lay up in store for ourselves a tov foundation for the Olam Haba, that they may grab hold of eternal Chaim. So when we share our wealth with others for the commonwealth of establishing the renewed covenant among the lost sheep of the house of Israel, we are building the foundation of the kingdom, or the Olam Haba. Isn't that what I'm telling you? For though the outward man is perishing, the inward man is being renewed day by day. For we are like our father Abraham, who looked for a city that had foundations, whose builder and maker is Yahweh. And the only way to build that city, whose builder and maker is Yahweh, is to take anything that Yahweh has entrusted to you and share it. That doesn't mean be broke. That doesn't mean give everything away. That doesn't mean that. It means let everybody have a part of what Yahweh has given you. And let everybody share in what Yahweh. Those scriptures are so beautiful. So beautiful and poignant. So beautiful and poignant. Charge them who are trusting in uncertain riches that they trust in the living Elohim, who gives us all things, all to all, richly to enjoy. Don't turn there for the sake of time. Gilyana, Revelation 18:19. Baruch Hashem Yahweh. Babylon will be destroyed with all her riches because she is only interested in chasing wealth. A wealth void or divorced from kingdom priority. Babylon the Great is destroyed, end-time Islam beast, because all she cares about is chasing mere wealth, divorced or void of kingdom priority. And this is the final clause. Has anyone enjoyed so far?
Amen.
If you apply, you've tried everything else, try this. This will change the way Yahweh provides for you when you provide what you have for others. A little piece of everything you get should go to somebody else. And like I mentioned last week in South Carolina, we play games with Yahweh. We give Yahweh 10%. De cimientos, 10%. Maaser Yahweh, Baruch Hashem Yahweh. But then when you sell the house, when you sell a car, Yahweh doesn't know about that. See, you can fool Yahweh. When you sell a car and you got $12,000, honestly, how many sales of things that we had where we didn't share the wealth with the rest of Israel? We're doing pretty good. Let's be honest. We're doing pretty good giving Yahweh 10%. It took us 5 years to start tithing. All right? But now Yahweh says, I want you to share a piece of the house or the car that you sold and you made $150,000. No way, Jose. You see? So we all have a long way to what? To learn and to grow. Because I do the same thing. Maybe Yahweh won't notice. If I sell stocks and bonds, maybe I don't have to share my profits or my capital gain. Maybe Yahweh won't know. Doesn't work that way. Okay. Now that I got myself in trouble. Maseh, Shlichim, Acts. We close with this. But this might be a gradual close. But we do close with this. Maseh, Shlichim, Acts, Hechos, 4 and 30. This is a sharp contrast. I don't want you to miss this. Wow. What an anointing here. Baruch Hashem Yahweh. Praise Yahweh. Baruch Hashem Yahweh. Maseh Shlichim 4:30. The Talmidim were praying in a correct attitude toward possessions. I want you to go back to verse 30. They were all praying, seeking Yahweh. And they said in verse 30 of Acts chapter 4, Maseh Shlichim 4, stretching out your hand to heal, and signs and wonders may be done by the name of your Kadosh son Yahshua. For when they had made tefillah, when they had prayed, here's how to pray with a right attitude toward others and toward your possessions. When they had made tefillah, the place was shaken where they were assembled together, and they were all filled with the Ruach HaKodesh. And they spoke the word of Yahweh with boldness. And the multitude of those who believed were echad. No one claimed that any of the things which he possessed was any more his own, because they had all things beyachad. When you pray, you get heaven's perspective on an issue, don't you? Huh? When you pray, right? You get heaven's perspective on an issue, don't you? Well, when we have heaven's perspective in the Talmudim, we're all together and assembled, praying, filled, look at the end of verse 31, filled, notice, look, filled with the Ruach HaKodesh, speaking the word of Yahweh. What was the word of Yahweh that the Ruach HaKodesh was giving them? Notice that no longer did they possess what they possessed was their own, but that they held everything that they had in common with Israel. Does it get any more beautiful than that? Does it get any clearer than that? That's the attitude that Yahweh, and it says they weren't in their flesh, they were filled with the Ruach HaKodesh. They weren't in their flesh, they weren't in self. When you're in the Ruach HaKodesh, filled with the Ruach HaKodesh, you'll say, we have everything biyachad. Althea can use it if she wants to. She can use it. Maria can use it if she needs to. It's a community retreat. It's a place. Whatever I have, I'm willing to. I have an office, but you can use it on Tuesday nights for a Bible study. We have all things biyachad. Biyachad. Together. Baruch Hashem Yahweh. Look at verse 32. I'm sorry, look at verse 33. And with great power, that's the power to establish the covenant, having all things together. There it is, Devarim 8:17. With great power gave the Shlichim the witness of the resurrection of the Savior Yahshua, and great favor was upon them all. When you share the commonwealth, that favor is upon them all. You got that? You with me? Some of you don't sound like you're with me. When we share the commonwealth of Israel, great favor is upon us all. And when you're in Yahweh's favor, you don't need 5 jobs. You just need to walk the principles of Yahweh.
Amen.
When you're in Yahweh's great favor, great chaim, not just chaim, great chaim, you won't need to work 10 jobs and have 10 multi-level marketing businesses. Brownies, yo-yos, potions, formulas. You won't need 10 multi-level marketing businesses. I am, he is, she is your doorway to financial independence. Look at that person sitting next to you for a second. Turn and look at that. Turn. Go ahead. Turn and look at that. Go ahead. Don't look at me. Look at that person sitting next to you.
You want me to look at you?
Yes. That humble lump of human clay is your doorway to financial independence.
What?
Because the Word says so. And the Word is never lying.
I'm just tripping you.
Let's continue.
Okay.
They were, with great power, the Shlichim gave witness of the resurrection of Yeshua, and great favor was upon them to proclaim the resurrection.